morning, beautiful people of the world. Today is a very, very cold day. The sun's out today. It's a beautiful day for that part of it, though. But the reason I was making this video is I'm driving along here, and I'm heading up to my my little gig job that's giving me a little bit of trouble. Nothing I can't handle, though. But I wanted to talk about the price increase. I actually just got an email about a day or so ago. That was from my vendor through Wayne Dalton. And I know it's pretty serious and almost like pretty desperate when my sales lady puts in there other vendors. The fact that she put other vendors in there, let's just say Clopay, Amar, Raynard, basically expressing that, you know, which it is what it is. They all kind of group up, and it's nothing personal. It's not like they're doing it deliberately to you, but they all group up and they say, hey, you know, pretty much we're all doing a price increase these days, you know. And I think there was roughly 3 price increases on there. I can't remember the exact dates. I know one was in February 28th is what I heard. Basically, it's like they're anywhere between like 8 and 9% increase. Let's just say they're 10%. It was kind of that thing of February is going to be the last one, you know. And I don't know what to make of it. My guess is I feel like it's our governor here, you know. It's just a couple more weeks, and then we're going to open stuff back up. Yeah, okay, whatever you got to tell yourself. And to be honest with you, I can't believe things haven't exploded yet. You know, I don't know if you're like me. Do you feel that tension, where it's just like it's like that shoestring budget, you know, where it's just everything could explode at any moment. Like you're just waiting for the ball to drop. It's just kind of a weird. It's just a weird time. I was watching a guy watch on. I follow on YouTube. He works at a lumber yard, and he was saying the door jams for like inside your house, your like, you know, your bathroom door and your bedroom doors. The jams are going to be at a shortage. Excuse me, I can't speak. Got this wonderful drink here, and it's just gumming up my mouth. And I just thought, what's new? I mean, I heard now that we got lube. The lube is about 6 weeks out to get our spray lube. That's never been a problem before, but now it is. You just don't know. You just don't know. So the best thing I can tell you to do is probably just prepare. You know, stock up a little bit. And another thing to go along with this, I believe this, totally my opinion, is that we have quality control issues. I don't doubt for one bit there's quality control issues going on right now, with people actually really getting sick, with actually people trying to fill in positions that they're not used to. You know, I used to work at a shop, and I seen a lot of things. I even ran things that was kind of just a little bit out of tolerance, you know, and it's like, it'll be okay. I don't want to scrap all these things, so, oh well, we'll send them down the line. Now, I was a little more young and naive then. I might have done stuff a little different. I might not have. I don't know. It's just when you're in that situation. So I'm wondering if, like with this gate operator, there could be a quality control. And the thing is, the worst part is you'll never know. That's the worst part. You'll never know. They'll change it, and they'll put the same sticker on it. It'll look similar, but it's not the same thing. And that's what grinds me, is when it's just not the same product that you're used to. And you just don't have enough time in the day to hunt all these things down and call the vendor and say, did you guys change vendors today? Did you guys get your heaters from somewhere else? Did you get your motors from somewhere else? So you just won't know. I mean, I know our gate operators right now, they can't get 1 horsepower. Yeah, it's 1 horsepower, 3-phase motors. So they're upgrading us to a 2 horse with no extra charge, which is very generous of them. But what's the reason? I understand they can't get it, but is there Is that motor made by a different manufacturer? That's why they can get 2 horses and not 1 horses, because other manufacturers always been more tried and true. Crazy times, really crazy times. So we got to really watch out. Now this has been a common issue, but I know the guys, one of the guys yesterday had one of those silly LiftMaster light curtains, and I was mentioning that I said I wouldn't even go out there unless I had 2 of them. I just wouldn't. I've done so many of those light. I haven't done a lot of light curtains, but I've done enough that every time I do one, it's faulty. And sure enough, the poor guy went out there, tried his best, and had a faulty one. Luckily, we had a vendor probably about 40 minutes away that he went to, and he got another one, and then it worked. But the thing is, he spent so much time on it that he can't recoup. And a scissor lift rental that was supposed to be half a day turned into a full day. Ay, man, I tell you what. Talk about a lot of craziness. Just a lot of craziness. Mr. James Brown had a question, and he was asking about kind of what I was thinking about this morning. You know, it's kind of one of those things, you know, when you're thinking about a telephone ringing about somebody and they call you and you said, oh, your ears must have been ringing. Well, I think that was kind of what was going on today. And he was kind of asking about, you know, what we're doing with the price increase. And, you know, that's a pretty vague question. It can go many different ways, but I'm going to address some of it with what my thoughts are. So some of the price increases, you know, we are seeing one. We already see one in January, supposedly March, and then February, all in the range of 8, 7, 9%. I call them all 10%. By the time they hit me with freight and everything else. So, you know, here's the thing. Basically, I don't want to sound arrogant on this, but we're not going to absorb it. We're going to pass it off to the customer, which is unfortunate. It's just the way the cookie crumbles. Now, I can tell you what I personally think we should be doing as a garage door companies out here in the world. I think we have to become more efficient, to be honest. And, well, what do you mean by being more efficient? Well, my efficiency is we need more inventory. We can't afford to go to our one vendor that's about an hour away one way to go pick up supplies. We need to have this stuff in stock. We need to make sure when we're going to a job, if we think it's going to need an opener, a commercial opener, we take that opener with us. We need to use technology to our best ability and our advantage. It's going to, you know, if you're like me, it's always hard because you want to rush out to the job. But what you got to understand is you need to really pre-qualify that customer. You need to figure out if they're looking for a trunk slammer. You need to figure out if you're going to have a good relationship with them, if they're willing to spend the money. If they're griping over a service call, you know, you might want to try to recommend to your competition and say, you might want to try to give these guys a call because they might have more times on their hands. And every company's different. You know what I mean? This is just something I had to learn through the school of hard knocks. And I can sit on the couch and make no money, or I can go out and have liability and also make no money or go in the hole. I've done it many of times. And it's safer sitting on the couch at home than it is driving a van with a bunch of knuckleheads and with all the stuff that's going on, texting, drugs, distracted, the cough syndrome going on. You don't know what's going through people's heads. Heck, I know in my own personal life, the stuff that's going on in the world is fogging me. I literally basically don't text and drive anymore. Not to say that I did before, but I just don't, because I know my brain is not that clear we're getting bombarded with advertising and everything else, with the media, the phones, billboards. I mean, it's crazy. Even around here, like there's now hiring signs everywhere you look. People are in a rush. People are irritated. So we got to be really careful. We have to understand that we're at risk. We really are. There's a lot of people, there's a lot of unsafe situations out there. There's people out there that aren't paying attention. Some of the people that are out in the workforce right now are just either desperate and they can't get on
unemployment or they don't know how to figure it out. Some people are just milking the system, basically. A lot of crazy stuff going on right now, so you really have to watch it. But if you're, there's always really a couple ways in the garage door business to ever make money. It's either you up your prices or you have to work more efficient. Um, I like working more efficient and being fair with the prices. Um, you just can't give it away. You just really can't. Um, and you just got to keep moving forward on it. And if the customer doesn't understand that, I heard this one time, I think if you're not losing like 30% of your bids and your jobs, then you're too cheap. And I almost kind of feel like it with everything kind of going on, it's more like 50%. Um, it's just not worth it. We had incidents yesterday where a technician actually went out and it was on those silly photo eyes or not photo eyes or the light curtains that LiftMaster, which are junk, and he had nothing but issues, and he was really far away from the shop, which really stinks because it just adds up so much more time. So you really got to stay close. You got to work on your funnel, for your advertising, and you got to do a good job. I mean, there's been customers that have left me, but they've come back because they know they get good quality work, and we're honest, and we don't steal from them. We're not trying to chisel them. It's just sometimes things are what they are, and don't be afraid to ever call it out. If you need to do time and material, do time and material. Say, I don't know. I had a guy a long time ago at the road commission that we were looking at a job, and I told him, I said, I don't even want to bid this job. And he goes, he looked at me, and I've worked for him for many years now. And he goes, well, why is that? I said, because I know what I would put in here. And then I said, you're going to get a low bid, and they're going to just beat the crap out of me. And he said, oh, no, no, no. He says, I want you to do it. He says, so put in what you would recommend. Oh, well, guess what? That took a lot of pressure off my shoulders. And I also got him a really nice product, and it worked out really good. And those are the kind of customers that you want to deal with. Those are the ones that will look you in the eye or tell you the truth. And so I think a lot of times what we can do in the garage door business, I've done it myself, is you let people kind of walk over you, and you really got to watch that. Like I said, I cannot tell you how powerful it is to use your senses. If that's your gut, if it's in your heart, use your senses, read the person. um, just feel the situation out. Like I said, if you can stop it at the phone, that's your best situation, because you don't have to have face to face. You don't have to have liability. You don't have to have, you're not wearing a mask. You're too close to me. Just all these situations, you know what I mean? Because you got to remember. So like, here's a little story. I one time worked at this, I think she was maybe Chinese or something a little bit. I can't remember. She didn't speak real good English. Real nice lady. But I went there like 3 or 4 times, and I remember her garage door would hit the ground or whatever, and it was bouncing back up. It was an old Chamberlain, and it had the old mechanical limits, and the mechanical limits were just, they were off. Something was off. I put a 2x4 under it, and it wasn't enough force, especially in the wintertime. You need a little bit more force in the wintertime. So it would jam up in the wintertime. And I remember I had to crank up the safety on it a little bit, the force. And I told her, right? But here's the thing, I could give a rat's butt about what you tell people. These people do not hear. It's like this. It's like they don't go like this, and it comes in and goes, oh no, it just goes right out. And I remember I literally told that lady, I said, look, I said, your door is not safe. And I knew she had cats running in and out. And she's, oh, okay. And I said, but I got it running. I said, you really need to replace it. I said, it's not safe. It won't stop. Oh, okay, okay. Well, a couple days goes by, and I get a phone call that this lady is telling me that I killed her cat. And I'm like, oh, now I feel horrible. I feel horrible that I killed her cat. Now this is pre photo eye days. You know what I mean? So this is old school stuff. And I'm just thinking to myself, I told you that door was not safe. And I told you that you have to watch it, you know, but she didn't. And she squashed the cat. I didn't push the button. You know what I mean? She pushed the button, but I left it unsafe. And I should have had it in the contract, is what I'm trying to say. You need to get it in writing. You should just go to the truck, even if you got to write something up, and say, I need you to sign this. And if you had a carbon copy, even better, just to give to her. But unfortunately, a lot of times I hear a lot of stories, and it comes down to you got to have stuff in writing. It doesn't matter. It's got to be in writing. And it stinks because nobody wants to do it. Nobody wants to spend the extra time, and nobody. But it just, if you do that initial work up front, oh, it saves so much work in the back end. So, anyways, price increases. Yeah, it's hitting hard. I'm really surprised. The bubble hasn't popped yet. I I don't know what to expect in the spring. I hear lumber is still hot. I don't know if people are just doing the shortages of it. I think my fence guy said that they're starting to catch up a little bit for like gates and stuff like that. But prices, all you do is just pass the buck. Pass the buck. That's all you can do. Pass it down. Keep charging what you're charging. If you need to increase a little bit, increase, but just try to work more efficient. Make sure you're taking extra hardware. Make sure you're taking extra nuts and bolts and everything, anything and everything, so you don't have to make another trip back to the shop. That's the biggest thing. You got to try to work really efficient. So, anyways, Mr. James, thanks for the question as always. I always enjoy them very much, and we'll catch with you guys up on the next one. So take care, you guys. We'll see you.